ever see where they say, we want to run against Trump? These are disinformation, misinformation people. Very small difference, but I'll give them both. Disinformation, misinformation. Every poll has me leading Biden by a lot, leading the Republicans by 60 points, but leading Biden by a lot. In fact, the Washington Post had me leading by 10 or 11 points, and they said, we think this might be an outlier. They couldn't believe it. They spent a fortune on a poll, and it says Trump is leading, which they don't like to hear. I don't even know why. Why? What do we want? Low taxes, great schools, great security, great military, great this. Why wouldn't they want us, okay? Everything's the opposite. We want strong borders. Everything is the opposite, so you almost wonder why. I mean, unless they just want our country to be destroyed. But think of it, why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? Everybody should be for this. We want great education. Look at interest rates. Your interest rates now, you can't get any money. Anybody trying to buy a house, you're trying to buy a house, don't bother. Because you can't, the banks don't give you money. They don't have money, a lot of them. And the interest rate's over 8%. And I had it at 2.3% for a long time, too. Remember, I had a jawbone, the Federal Reserve. I had a jawbone, that guy. But crooked Joe Biden and the radical left have weaponized law enforcement to arrest their leading political opponent. Nothing like that's ever happened before. This is high-level election interference. They want to damage me so that when you go to the poll, well, I don't know. And it happens a little bit like these maniacs back there. Trump is facing indictment. This is a Biden indictment. This was done by the Biden White House. This is not an indictment. This is a Biden. I challenge the election. I challenge. And we're releasing proof more and more. I want this to go. I want that challenge to go because they don't have a chance of winning. Think of it. Think of it. We challenge the election. Every Democrat challenged the 2016 election. We challenge the election, and they indict you for that. Biden has boxes by the thousands, that he wasn't president, so he wasn't covered by the Presidential Records Act. That's meant for this. I did nothing wrong at all. In fact, my boxes, it was secure. Everything was good. This guy, he sent them to Chinatown, to Penn, to Delaware, to all of them. He had some by the Corvette in his garage, which was leaking with a garage door. You could cut those doors open with a scissor. They're the kind of door, you know, you buy them for like $200 on television, right? That's the door security. And Biden had a son who happened to be in that house. He stayed in that house. But you know where they had they had a lot of them? In a place called Chinatown. A lot of boxes were in Chinatown. And now it turns out that they moved in and out of Chinatown. And, you know, when you see what they do, it's just terrible. But it's, you know, that's a two-way street. That's a dangerous thing they've unleashed, a really dangerous thing. I wonder if my father would be proud. I got indicted 4 times in the last 12 minutes. I heard we were getting 2 more, but I heard the DOJ called, no, don't do it, because we've gone up in the polls every time I got indicted. Because the people understand it. Don't do it! No more. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't indict that son of a bitch. Don't indict him anymore. This is killing us. We're going to indict him right into the White House. Don't do it. Stop it. Stop it. Enough. 4 is enough. The legendary Alphonse Capone. Did anybody ever hear? He would take a tough guy like these 2 guys up here. He'd slap them around. He'd shoot them if he didn't like them. If he gave them a dirty look, right? He'd shoot them right through the head. Alphonse Capone only got indicted once, right? I got indicted 4 times. And he didn't go to the Wharton School of Finance, right? I got indicted 4 times. But this is high-level election interference, and it's happening for a single reason, because I'm the only candidate they cannot run against. Look, the other candidates say, oh, well, we want to run because we can win. Every poll has DeSantis getting killed, Bird Brain getting killed. They're all getting killed. Every one of them is getting killed. And I'm leading by 10, 14, 12, 9, 4, 2, but I'm leading by a lot. So what they say is, we want to run against Trump. We're dying to run against Trump. Well, if they were dying to run, they wouldn't be indicting me 4 times. They wouldn't be working with the local DA and the local AGs. A beauty from this great AG from New York. She's a real beauty, that one. In the new Emerson poll, no, but when you want to run against somebody, you don't indict him. You say, oh, please, we want to run. Everything with them is a lie. It's all disinformation. In the new Emerson poll, we're leading the Republican primary field by 51 points, with Trump at 59, DeSanctimonious and Birdbrain now are tied at 8. So they're tied. And in the general, we're beating Crooked Joe by a tremendous amount, like 12 points. A friend of mine who's not that political said, I can't understand it. How come you're only leading by 12 against that guy? But they have unions, although I think the unions are going to be voting for me, frankly, because I think the unions have had it. But they have, traditionally, they've had the union vote. They have civil service. They have a welfare, big welfare vote. They have a, you know, they start off with a very high base, very, very high base. That's good. Thank you very much, sir. That's very nice. He's a brave person. That's good. Thank you very much. Thank you. But we're trouncing everybody, and the radical left Democrats, they rigged the presidential election in 2020, and we're not going to let them rig the presidential election of 2024. We're not going to allow it. Look what happened to our country. And Washington, D.C., our capital, Washington, D.C., has become a dirty, crime-ridden death trap that must be taken over and properly run with kid gloves and beautiful, and stack it with money and clean it and fix it. I see marble that's got graffiti all over it, and what a horrible, dirty roads. I see roads that haven't been cleaned in 6 months. You'd see containers of McDonald's where the container is 6 months old. Cars have been riding on it, water's been raining on it, and stuff has been laying on the ground. It's 2 inches thick. It's disgusting what's happened. It will be a part of my election, you know, it has been a part of my election platform. I used to run when I was like, would go out, see somebody, would go to a visit, or would go to the airport or something. And every time I rode through, my eyes are watching the medians. Like, you got to fix that median. That median's been broken now for a month. You got to this, you got to that. Why is there rust all over the place? Why is there paper? They'd have people coming after me, and I'd say, you got to clean that. You got to paint that. You got to take the graffiti off of the Lincoln. I'll tell you what, you look at the Lincoln Memorial where I go up there and they had graffiti on it. I said, I want that thing cleaned immediately. Immediately. They want to rip down the Jefferson Memorial. But I would have very open eyes. You know, being in real estate, I always kept clean properties. I like clean, well-run. You know, tippy-top, we say, tippy-top. We want them to be tippy-top. Well, our capital is the opposite of tippy-top. It's a shit house. Horrible. It's horrible. It's so horrible. You know, our parks are littered and dirty and disgusting, and many, many homeless are living there. We have to take care of our homeless. We have to get them out. This is the capital of, in theory, it should be the capital of the world. It's no longer the capital of the world, but it will be again. It will be again. We want it clean, we want it beautiful, and we want it safe. Last night, 2 people were shot. And that was a good night, okay? Every day, people are being shot, they're being killed, they're being badly hurt. In good neighborhoods, we're going to end that. You know, when they started ripping down monuments or trying to rip down monuments, I found an old statute, and I signed it immediately and had a news conference, and it said, if you touch a monument, if you do anything to destroy or hurt a monument, even if you don't do it, but you're trying to do it, you get 10 years in jail, effective immediately. And as soon as I did that, everything stopped. Everything stopped. I took over a mess. They even wanted to rip down a Lincoln statue. You know, Lincoln freed the slaves. Lincoln was a great man. He was a great president. George Washington, they don't like him either. In California, they have many schools that were named Washington High School. Many of those names have been removed. It's not even believable what's happening. But we will make the Capitol magnificent, more beautiful than it was. We're going to make it more beautiful than it was. I look at the sidewalks. The sidewalks are all cracked and dirty, and yet we spend hundreds of billions of dollars. We spend trillions of dollars giving that money to foreign countries, and we don't even know where it goes. You'll learn where it goes when you see these beautiful 400-foot yachts pulling up to the dock. Someday, how did he make so much money? Let's not talk about it. You'll see what's going to happen. But our sidewalks are broken. Our roads are disgusting. You have asphalt that hasn't been changed in 15 years, and it's in our big, beautiful streets with names on them. Pennsylvania Avenue, I did a hotel there, a great hotel. It was a big success. It was a great thing. I did it, and I sold it at the right time, obviously, because people aren't buying hotels there right now. People aren't visiting there right now. It's too dangerous. We have a capital that if you go there, you get shot. And we're not going to have that anymore. So we're taking over. And with this in mind, there's no way I can get a fair trial. You know, I'm supposed to be getting, because Donald Trump challenged the election. So let's put him in jail for the rest of his life, okay? Even though it was a crooked election. Do you ever know, they only go after the people that challenge the results of the election.